Start.
A very good morning to all my fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Welcome to the 501 meeting at Blue Quest Club Gurgaon. I'm your sergeant at arm, and it's a proud privilege for me. You are now inside the code of. I'll just state out the Toastmasters mission statement. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. We are now inside the code of conduct of a Toastmasters meeting, and as such, a few rules apply to us. Rule number 1, please refrain from any behavior that distracts a person while speaking, unless this person asks for your opinion. Rule number 2, please ensure you are on mute if you're not speaking. Rule number 3, if you are going to talk about religion, sex, or politics, do it in a manner that doesn't offend the sentiments of anyone. Rule number 4, this being an online meeting, please focus on the speaker. Think of this as a test of your listening skills. Rule number 5, if you're asked for your opinion, please use the raise hand icon on your screen to respond. Rule number 6, this brings us to rule number 6. Please show your appreciation for the speaker by applauding using the gestures icon on your screen. Now, I would like to introduce our presiding officer for the meeting. He's someone who walks the talks, someone who tries to give his best in everything he does, someone who has been diligently performing his duty. He is so let us welcome our presiding officer, Mr. Kapil, to address this meeting. Over to you, Kapil.
Thank you.
Shouldn't Joyita be the presiding officer given that she's president?
Am I supposed to call the presiding officer or the president?
I think the president would be the presiding officer if she is.
All right, but you know this agenda shared my name. That is why she got confused. So Joyita, you may take over the stage.
Oh, so for today you can proceed. I will join you after your speech.
Okay, sure.
Am I supposed to reframe the script if you want?
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'll discuss with you later. No worries.
Okay. Thank you so much. Over to you, Kapil. Thank you.
All right. Thank you everyone, and thank you for joining this meeting so early in the day. Before I start this meeting, I would like to ask my Blue Quest members, because Saturday we had a great meeting. It was a 500 celebration, and it was disheartening to see that low attendance from our side. Only few of us were present. And there were few guests from outside, so we were expecting most of us, but somehow we couldn't make it. The second point, that Rupinder has launched a channel, YouTube channel, where all the recordings are stored. So you may want to get in touch. You may want to refer that link in case you want to refer any previous recording. Rupinder, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so we started a YouTube channel, and I'll share the URL has been shared with the EC. I would request everyone to subscribe to that YouTube channel. And you can go and see your recordings. This meeting, it is being recorded as well, and you will see the recording of this meeting also as soon as it gets uploaded.
Yeah, and I see that 7 or 8 recordings are already there, right?
Yeah.
Or it's more than that.
Whatever I could find, I uploaded.
Okay, thank you. And now I see that there are few guests. So let me start with Samod. Samod, this is your first Blue Quest meeting?
Yes, Kapil.
All right, so could you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Samod Kumar, and I'm a distinguished Toastmaster. I'm from TCS Nota 6 Toastmasters Club. It's been around 4 years in Toastmaster journey. I have been the former area director. Currently, I'm the retention chair, plus the division growth assistant manager for Division H. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Sumod. Welcome. Nimisha, you are no more a guest, but still, we would like to hear from you.
I will say the same today that I really love to be in these club meetings, and I've been playing roles since last 1.5 months, and I believe these 6 to 7 meetings I have learned a lot, and for the same purpose I'm here today. Thank you so much. Over to you, Kapil.
Thank you, Nimisha. Jasmeet?
Yeah, thanks, Kapil. Yes, always a pleasure coming to BlueCrest, and I think I have been coming to BlueCrest for last few times, and I'm already a part of IBM Symphony Club, also a president of East Delhi Toastmasters Club. So yeah, today I'm playing the role of T-Mod, so I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Jasmeet. All right. With that, so Joyita, do you want to address something?
Yes.
Yeah, please. Over to you.
So I have two things to tell every one of you. So 2 days back, I have sent one request message to all of you because bi-weekly we are doing EC meetings, and where we are monitoring all this journey of your education. So we are tracking all those paths and the projects you are doing right now. But we have seen that, I know that you have done, many of you have done the projects, but those are not updated properly in the pathways. So just go and update your projects there, and also whatever the role you are playing in this particular meeting, you can update there. So then you will get the badge after end of this path. So this is one thing. And if you see any kind of issues, do let me know. I'll help you out there. And the second point is we are having contest at area level in February. And for that also, we are going to discuss the date when we will schedule our club level contest. So we will get back to you soon on that part. So these are the two things I'd like to share. So Kapil, shall I proceed with the theme? And shall I introduce? Okay. So going back to the theme today. So today's theme is breaking news. So we know that the news are very important for us, which gives us knowledge to grow as well. But sometimes we are facing some kind of issues because of news. Maybe that news are not correct that are coming to us, and we are creating some images in our mind that it is the correct news. And on that, today, our T-Mod, Jasmeet, will talk about that. So he is the president of, I forgot your club name, sorry. Can you please tell me the club name? Actually,
East Delhi Toastmasters Club.
East Delhi Toastmaster Club. And he loves to, he loves sports news. So over to you, Jasmeet. And I'd like to request everyone, put your hands together and welcome our T-Mod Jasmeet today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Joyita. Well, very good morning, everyone. I hope you all are doing great. So today I am your T-Mod, and the theme which I've chosen is a breaking news, but I have some breaking news for you guys. Although it's not a good news, but yes, it is definitely a breaking news. I'm not sure whether you are following news and how much you are following news. Yesterday, what happened? There is a World War III which has already started. Are you aware about it? I'm not sure. India-China clash has actually led to it, and Russia, America has also joined. So it happened yesterday. So this is something which is really sad, but this is true, which has happened yesterday. So anyone aware about this? That World War III is already.
Yes, Jasmeet.
I am.
Oh,
I am.
okay. Good to know that you're aware about it. But guys, is it really? Is it really? I was just giving a fake news to you. I'm not sure there is any World War III which has started. It's just a fake news. No World War III has started, guys. So I'm just kidding. So I don't know where you got your source from, but this is what is happening nowadays with the news channels, right? This is what is happening nowadays with the news channel. They are giving you those breaking news, those fake news, dramatizing those news, sensationalizing it, and convincing you that actually something is happening, which is actually not happening. I have seen many news channels actually doing the same thing. So that World War has started, this has started, but that's not. I think we need to be very cautious when choosing our news channels. So this is what my theme is going to be all about today. I'm going to share and discuss the same thing. So for that, let us start with the structure of the meeting. Let me share you what is the structure of a typical Toastmaster meeting. So a Toastmaster meeting is divided into 3 sessions. First is a prepared speech session where we have 3 fantastic speakers who will come and going to give their speeches as per their projects in pathways. Second will going to be a table topic session, which is an impromptu session where the speaker, the people who have not taken any roles or a guest get an opportunity to speak on those impromptu sessions, which they have to speak on the spot. And the third, which is the most important of them all, is a journal evaluation session, which is a journal evaluator along with a set of evaluators and the auxiliary role players will going to come and they're going to evaluate you whatever you have performed in the first 2 sessions. This is how the structure of meeting is all about. Now, the first person that I like to call on stage is someone who is going to evaluate everything that happened during the meeting. So, do you know the news channels nowadays, what they do? They are so much influenced, so much biased, and so much manipulative nowadays. And they want to manipulate you guys in whatever ways is possible. But this is not the case here in Toastmaster. We have a wonderful journal evaluator who is unbiased, who is honest, and always ready to give you a correct kind of feedback. The general evaluator today is headed by a vice president education. He's a finance expert, chartered accountant by profession, and he follows every bit of news, COVID news, which is going on right now. And he also likes following the international news. Can we have a round of applause for VP Education of the club, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Kapil? Over to you.
Thank you, Jasmeet, for the kind words. Yes, you're right. I have stopped following Indian news these days, barring COVID. So I have started enjoying international news rather. So coming back to my role, I'm your general evaluator today, and my role is to observe meeting from the overall perspective, and I will be sharing my report at the end of the meeting. To perform my role better, I have 3 role players with me, auxiliary role player with me. So I would like to call them on stage to explain their role. It is my tag team, timer, counter, and grammarian. So may I request Emery to first come on virtual stage and tell us about her role.
So much, Kapil. I'll be playing the role of timer today. When we give a speech, especially in a contest or when we speak to an audience, it's very important to be concise and within the required time period. Being time boxed like that is a very important skill to learn. And when we have this, we'll be starting with Toastmasters on this. Thank you.
Thank you. You have the cards, right, Emery? Red, yellow, green?
I don't have the cards actually.
All right, okay. So Nimisha, can you share the Toastmasters cards with Emery?
I shared it in the Lucas group. I will share it with Emery as well.
All right, thank you so much. Now, may I request Smooth, who is our counter today? Smooth, could you please explain your role?
A very good morning, everyone present here. So I will be the arc counter for today's meeting. And my role as an arc counter is to count the crutches word, filler words, and also the pauses that the speaker makes while not deliberately, but somehow when you are short of words, sort of sentence, you think for a while, and that time automatically these words arises. And also I will be noting down the if there is some mispronounced words that has been spoken by the speakers, I will take care of that. And all the best to all the speaker. And I will be presenting my report at the end of the evaluation segment when called by the general evaluator. Over to you, Kapil. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sumit. And now may I request our grammarian of the day, who is Payal. Payal, could you please explain your role?
Yes, thank you so much, Kapil. Good morning, everybody, once again. As said, I'm the grammarian for today's meeting. I will take note of all the good, very good, not so good, and bad usage of grammar and submit my report at the end. The word of the day I have chosen is requisite, which means to do the needful. For example, as a grammarian, I'll take the stage when called upon by the general evaluator and do the requisite. So thank you so much. Over to you, Kapil.
Yeah, Pal, you may want to write the word of the day in the chat box. For
Yeah,
everyone.
sure. Sure.
Right. Thank you. So this gives me an opportunity to call our Toastmaster of the day. So Jasmeet, I would like to hand over the stage to you to proceed further. Thank you.
Thank you. A round of applause for General Evaluator, our Kapil. Okay, guys, have you seen those weather reports when the news presenters come and give you those weather reports? Are you finding it? Do you find that interesting? I find it really boring. The way they present their weather reports, it's very boring. These weather reporters, they are actually well prepared because they know what they have to speak about. They're well prepared, but still the content, the way they speak, it's very boring and it is not at all interesting. But this is not the case here in Toastmasters. You know, in Toastmasters, we have a prepared speakers who are well prepared. They have rehearsed their speeches and they're going to deliver their speeches. But not only they will give their speeches well prepared, but they also have very interesting things to share. So look, I'm actually looking forward to the interesting session of prepared speeches. So let us start with a prepared speech session. The first speaker that I'm going to call on stage is someone who is the secretary of a club. He doesn't follow any kind of a news channel these days because he solely relies on newspaper for news, quite similar to me as well, because he believes the quality of news has gone down since last few months, and which is the reason he left watching news. So I'm talking about a very passionate Toastmaster Avjinder. But before I call Avjinder on stage, let me call his evaluator, who is Toastmaster Nimisha. Well, let me give the introduction of her as well. But she is a sergeant at arms in TCS Matrai Gurgaon Club. She is a technical person, but news around her office is that she's an HR. People think she's an HR. But she also does not follow any news channels. And she only gets the news from the people while connect with the people while having her lunch and tea breaks. So she believes that news have those negative impacts. So now let me hand over the stage to Nimisha. Please read the objectives for Avjinder's speech. Nimisha.
Thank you so much. Let me announce let me just tell you about the purpose of the speech of Toastmaster Avjinder. He is delivering level 3, project 3 speech, that is connect with storytelling. And the purpose of this project is for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. And the story can be personal, well-known fiction, or maybe one of his own creation. And I believe that today he's going to do very good. All the very best to the speaker. And with this, I give it back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Nimisha. So now let us welcome our speaker, Toastmaster Avjinder, Motorcycle Diaries, Toastmaster Avjinder. Over to you.
Thank you, Jasmeet. First of all, let me do a audio check and the video check. Am I visible and audible?
Yes, Avjinder, you are.
All right, perfect. Motorcycle Diaries, or as in Spanish we say, Diarios de Motocicleta. It's a 2004 biopic written by Ernesto Guevara. Ernesto Guevara, let me tell you, is a person who is quite popular, and popular because his name is popular by Che Guevara, not Ernesto Guevara. And you must have seen a lot of people wearing those T-shirts with a photograph printed and below it something written like "Viva la Revolución." So he was the iconic figure who went on to on a motorcycle trip across South America with his friend Alberto Granado, and it is a road movie where it started off as a youthful hedonism, but later turned out to be a transformation of this person. My story is not related to this movie. It's my own motorcycle diaries. It's loosely connected to this, but it's something different. So let me start with that. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been a petrol head since I gained consciousness. As a youth, I always dreamt of going on a world tour. And on my motorcycle with my cousin, I had already made some plans, but somehow it didn't work out. We were very practical. We thought of going around the world on a very moderate motorcycle, which is Hero Honda CD100. It's a very simple kind of a motorcycle, but it's the most practical one. Let me tell you, it's seriously easy to maintain. And you must have seen the ad, "Fill it, shut it, and forget it," when we were young. It had so much mileage that it could go 70 to 80 kilometers on 1 liter of petrol. So we thought that, okay, why not this motorcycle? Somehow it didn't work out. And 10 years back, I bought myself a Royal Enfield Thunderbird. So any person who buys a Thunderbird, they dreams of going to Ladakh, going on road trips every other weekend. Not me. Since I bought the bike 5 years down the line, I didn't had any plans or anything planned for outside the city. All that I could drive was within the city or to Gurgaon or Noida as such. Nothing beyond that. But 5 years back, I thought, why not? This is my dream. Why can't I do it? I bought some equipment, I had a jacket, and I started with a journey. I planned it a little bit. I had a few friends who would accompany me. We thought of going on a trip from here to Chandigarh. That was it. But we ended up going towards Jibhi. That's around 530 kilometers from here on single day. It's 50 kilometers short of Manali. It's a place which is a pass, and it's in the Banjar Valley. It's not a very touristic place, but it's still an offbeat location, popular with the motorcyclists and also with the people who want to get a little high. So that was my trip. We started off thinking that we'll go to Chandigarh. We started a little late, and maybe at around 7 o'clock we started off. It was almost day at that point of time, or rather day at that point of time. And during the journey, we thought that Chandigarh is our destination. But we were in Chandigarh by 12 o'clock. And we thought, wow, we have the full day with us. Why can't we go beyond this? And then we started off from Chandigarh after eating some parathas. We started off to Himachal Pradesh. That's a good destination, good roads. Everyone is really helpful there. And we ended up in Jibhi. It's a small hamlet. We had no plans to be there. We didn't make any bookings, but somehow at that point of time, we could get an accommodation for three people. And it was chilling. My clothing was for Chandigarh, and we ended up in Jibhi. So I could only afford to carry a few of my warm clothes, not the entire ones. And when we reached there, my hands were frozen, my face was all red, and we were like really crazy. We asked the innkeeper to arrange for some wood fire around us. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the crazy night, but that was the best night I could ever remember. I remember each and every moment of it because those were the special moments for me. those were like dream come true. I've done several other trips across Himachal Pradesh, Punjab. That was the best trip. That was unplanned, was cherished. And on my bike, there was snow around the way, and we could reach the 11,000 feet GB Pass on the bike. I was shooting while I was driving. It's not safe, but still I was doing that to capture those special moments. And my hand was frozen once we reached the top. I had to really put my hand on hot water to make it a little better. And with that, let me share my screen to show you some of the pics that I had during the trip. Those are not our motorcycles. That was the trip on the top left. That was the trip we did to the Bharatpur Sanctuary. And we planned for Bharatpur Sanctuary, but we ended up in Ranthambore National Park. And that's the trip that we did during the way. We could meet a lot of people. And on the top right, you can see that's the person who fixed our spark plug. Bullet has very big perennial issues with the spark plug and the water. It's really repellent to that. He's the person who fixed it. When we reached Ranthambore, that's the person, Colonel A.K. Singh, who really helped us find an accommodation. So we meet a lot of people. The beauty of journeys, that you meet a lot of people. And that's the beauty of it. The reason I always want to do that. And let me share some pics related to the GB Pass. This is the GB Pass on the top right, and that's my motorcycle fully loaded. And when we reached GB, we could only afford to warm ourselves up with this fire. That was really exciting at that point of time. And let me close my speech here. We ride not to escape, but for life not to escape us. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Can we have a round of applause for Avjinder? What a nice speech, Avjinder. I really enjoyed your speech, and your journey on your motorcycle. Actually, it reminded me of my trips, and I'm missing them very desperately. That want to go and travel somewhere. Although only difference between your travel and my travel is your travel is on bike, and I used to travel on car. That's the only difference. But yes, I am also definitely missing those traveling at this moment. A great speech. Okay, now it's time to move on with the next speech. And the next speaker that I want to call on stage is someone who doesn't watch TV at all. And also the only section of newspaper which she likes to read, and that too on Sundays only. And that is the section of the speaking tree and the horoscopes. I also enjoy those speaking tree section a lot, especially because it is full of motivation and so much of inspiration when we read that section of speaking trees. The Toastmaster I'm talking about is Toastmaster Ruchita. But before I call Ruchita on virtual stage, let me ask her evaluator, Joyita, to read out the objectives for her speech. Joyita, let me give the introduction of Joyita as well. Joyita is currently holding a president role in Briefcast and also a public relation role. Mostly she likes Bollywood news and also crime news, and very less interested in the political kind of things. So Joyita, over to you. Can you please read out the objective for Ruchita?
Thank you, Jasmeet. So Ruchita, the objective of your speech is, the purpose of this project is for the member to learn and review basic research methods and present well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. Timer, please note the speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Jasmeet, and all the best to Ruchita.
Thank you, Joyita. So Toastmaster Ruchita, agility, the agile mindset. Agility, the agile mindset, Toastmaster Ruchita. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Just checking if I'm audible. And you can see.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Have you ever identified your typical reaction to change? Do you mind writing in the chat? What do you think you are? Fragile, the one who breaks under stress? Robust, one who bounces back? Or anti-fragile, the strengthened by uncertainty? Do you mind responding to this in the chat, please? Question is open to the audience. Options are fragile, breaks under stress; robust, somebody who bounces back; anti-fragile, strengthened by uncertainty. Great, thank you for your responses. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. The topic of my speech is Agile, the Agile Mind, Agility, the Agile Mindset. I first heard this term in an IT conference way back in early 2013. I was told that this is the new magic ingredient which can bring any of the trail project on track and delight customers. The term was establishing its presence in the software industry at that time, but today this is a requisite, a label being attached to every walk of life. To put it simply, for those not from IT background, this is putting this term on your resume holds so much gravitational pull that you will get an offer within the month's time. Having worked on Agile project for 2 decades now, I have realized that it is not essential that it is not only essential for bringing efficiencies to the software development projects, but it is a mantra to navigate the choppy waters of life. Agility is having the growth mindset, observing the environment around you, and adapting by being curious towards the change. The idea is not for you to be a perfect. It is to inspect, learn from the people around you, from the environment around you, adapt and grow incrementally. Well, we all know change is not optional. How well we embrace it is. Embracing change is not about positive mindset. It is when you understand what is valuable to you and move in that direction. On personal front, it is your capacity to consistently adapt and change situations to the changing situations. Like in today's new normal, wearing a face mask while going out, keeping social distance are just few examples of settling up in the new normal. Why do you think it is relevant in today's time? What comes to your mind at this point of time? Is it because disruption is vital for our growth? To sustain competitive advantage, business must be agile. Well, if we see the current COVID crisis from the agile mindset, did you notice how corporates in school implemented their 10 years plan a way ahead of time? Toastmaster organization moved their in-person meetings to virtual meetings. This is nothing but to find ways to identify and seize the opportunity. This crisis became the catalyst, and successful are those businesses which are adapting faster. Small businesses have either modified their way of working by being online or shut the businesses. Well, we see there are so many stores which have just gone online. It is just the way to adapt to the change. Well, it is not the strongest of the species that survive, not the most intelligent that survives. It is the one who adapts to the change. Before I end, I would like to urge each one of you to understand what blocks you. If there is anything, what reduces your agility? How you can overcome these to remain agile in the moment. Some of the tips which I have adopted to be agile is don't wait for permission. Harness your values. Encourage yourself to try something new. Break your routine. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster.
Round of applause for Ruchita for a fantastic, fantastic speech. So now it's time to move on with the next speaker. And this speaker needs no introduction. He's an esteemed Toastmaster, a distinguished Toastmaster, also a president of Professional Speakers Club. The only thing common between him and me is that I also like watching sports news, and he's also a sports enthusiast. And he also likes watching Google News as well. He's a distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder Singh. But before I call DTM Rupinder Singh on the stage, let me call his evaluator. That is Toastmaster Shiv Priya, who is serving as an Associate Club Growth Director for District 41. She had been a District Finance Manager and Division Director before, and generally she likes taking news from ET app, Economic Sign app, and Hindustan Times app. So, Shiv Priya, can you please read out the objective for Rupinder's speech?
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day. A very good morning to each and everyone. Today, Rupinder would be delivering his Level 1 Project 2 Speech 1. That means the purpose of the speech is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to the second speech. Timer, please note that the time allocated for this project is 5 to 7 minutes. All the very best, Rupinder.
Thank you, Shiv Priya. So now, distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder, late Leary Lazy, DTM Rupinder. Over to you.
In a world where people yearn to be born free, I was born for free. I was born in a government hospital for free. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, anything that is free comes with a caveat. You must have heard the term, there is no such thing as free lunch. In my case, the caveat was lateness. I was late for everything. I would be late to class, which made me an outstanding student in that I was always standing out. I was late getting out of college. My graduation and post-graduation happened at the same time. And guess what? I was late coming into this world. Yep, you heard me right. I was supposed to come in at 9 a.m. in the morning on 26th of September. I came in at 9:50 p.m. in the evening on 26th of September. A full 12 hours, 50 minutes late. Yep, Indian Railways would have been very proud. Now, since then, I've been late on everything. Consider this. I have a 250,000 rupees income tax case on me just because I was late in filing an income tax return in 2011. And then I forgot to get back to the income tax officer when he raised the query. Now, this being late led to a lot of consternation. People would yell at me, and it would make me leery of them. Now, before you go about looking up your dictionary as to what leery means, let me tell you it does not mean anything cheap. It simply means a person who is not very trusting. It made me distrustful of people. But I think the first blow in distrust or being leery landed when an astrologer looked at my hand And then he asked me, what is your name? And I said, my name is Rupinder. Now, my name, Rupinder, gets confused with Bhupinder very often. So he took my name to be Bhupinder, and then he had the following to say. He said, son, if your name was Rupinder, you would have had a Mercedes. I told him, my name is Rupinder. Where is my Mercedes? I never saw him again. And you can understand my mistrust with people. Now that mistrust took another blow and brought to highlight another habit of mine, and that was me being lazy. For once, I decided to transcend my mistrust and place my trust in the hands of the person who was going to check my examination paper. Now, you see, I am a mathematics graduate, and in mathematics, we do nothing but write and prove theorems. In one such examination, I got a theorem, the statement of which ran into 2 pages, and the proof of which ran into something like 11 pages. Now, to prove that theorem, all you had to do was derive 2 equations and prove that both of them were equal. I did the hard work. I derived both the equations. But by the 6th page, I decided that it was too much effort getting to prove that both were equal. So what did I do? I wrote a long impassioned note to my examiner saying that, dear examiner, I trust because you are going to correct this question paper, this answer sheet, that you are a mathematician and that you are sufficiently qualified. Now I've done the hard work for you. I've derived these 2 equations. All you need to do is equate them and you will get your proof. Now, since you are qualified in mathematics, I trust you to do it. If not, you're not qualified in mathematics and you're not qualified to correct this paper. I was expecting full marks. I got a big fat 0. And I failed that examination. Since then, laziness has become a part of my life because I believe that making an effort or not making an effort is going to lead to the same thing. So you've got 3 things about me. I'm late, I'm leery, and I'm lazy. There is a term for people like me, loser. But if there was one place where I chose not to be either late or leery or lazy, where this loser decided to abandon all his habits, was Toastmasters. Those of you sitting in this room who know me well will know that you can literally count on fingers the number of times I have been late to meetings or I have missed a meeting. It's less than 10. It's a different thing that the meetings that I missed were very important. As far as being leery is concerned, I trust fellow Toastmasters implicitly. And the reason for that is very simple. They trusted me implicitly to do the right thing at one point in time. And as one of them said, never look down upon those who are looking up to you. I looked up to them at one point in time and they never let me down. And as far as being lazy is concerned, yep, that habit survives. I still am lazy. But tell me that there is a role that needs to be filled. Tell me that there is a meeting that is not going to happen. Tell me that a club is at risk. And you will see me abandon all my laziness. The question is why? Why would a loser like me do all that? And the answer lies in the kind of environment that was provided to me in Toastmasters. So if you're looking to join Toastmasters and if you're looking for motivation, then understand this. Right now, you're listening to a loser who should not have got this far ahead in life had it not been for the constant support that he got. And if he can do it, if a late, leery, lazy person can get it right, I don't think you will ever get it wrong. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Wow. Can we have a big round of applause for DTM Rupinder? What an amazing, amazing speech by DTM Rupinder. As always, he was humorous, he was funny, and good to know your journey from a loser to where you have reached now. A wonderful speech. Guys, now it's time to move on with the next session. And let me talk about something about my news that I was talking about. Have you seen those news anchors, how they are shouting and screaming, especially those hot, heated debates? It's not less than any kind of a fish market. The way they don't even give chance to other speakers to speak, and they are always shouting over each other. But this is not the case here in the Toastmaster meeting. Today we have a table topic master, who's someone who will give an equal chance for us to speak and share our opinions as per the topic which he has chosen. Now, this table topic master, he's an ex-IBMer. He's also a two-time distinguished Toastmaster, currently a treasurer of Bequest. He's presently a corporate trainer as well. And the kind of news channel he likes to watch is Beyond, the channel which he likes to watch. I'm talking about none other than the distinguished Toastmaster, Surinder sir. Can we have a round of applause for DTM Surinder sir? Over to you, sir, as a table topic master. Sir, we can't hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep.
Now, let's lay out the requisites for today's meeting. As the table topic master, I shall be giving you individually, I'll request someone to nominate themselves, and then I shall be giving them a topic. The person is allowed 1 to 2 minutes to speak. The minimum the person has to speak is 1 minute, and the maximum is 2.5 minutes, since there is a grace period of 30 seconds over 2 minutes. You may talk on any topic which I will put up to you and give your thoughts about it. So, since it's always an honor to have our guests to lead the pack, can I ask Subodh, can you kindly bail off right at set? So set your parachutes on place, and let me give you the first topic. Subodh, your topic is the most important lesson your life has taught you so far. The most important lesson your life has taught you so far. Subodh.
Thank you so much, DTM Surinder sir, for giving this wonderful topic. It took me around 25 years to figure out what's the most important lessons that I've learned in my life. And that was that you already know that. In fact, we already know that. But there is a saying that when the things go over your head, then you wake up. And yes, that wake up alarm call one day was when I aroused in the situations which was very, I would say, critical to me, that cannot be overcome. And that wake up call wakes me up internally, mentally, as well as physically. And that was, stop lying to myself. Believe me, this lesson, I found that 2 years back. And that hits me so hard that I was counting my bullshit. I was counting my excuses. I don't know, there are n number of times when I made excuses. I lied to myself. I tried to compensate the situations. I would try every time I have a prerequisite excuses in my head. what I'm thinking was this, the next person where I'm going to tell the reason, he might be sympathize, will show the gratitude towards me, my solutions, my problem. But at the end, what matters is how much you are truthful to yourself, how much honest yourself towards your goal, your life, your partner, your friend, your relatives. That matters the most. And it took me time to figure out this quality. And I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to make any such silly excuses or any excuses that makes me again moving to that situations which I was 2 years back. I will be always honest and truthful to myself. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shabod. That was brilliant. My next guest who I would be requesting is Gayatri. A question for you before I ask you. Are you married?
No.
Okay. Then I'll give you something which will... Okay. Describe your dream job, Gayatri. Describe your dream job, Gayatri.
Thank you so much for this wonderful topic. I'm sorry. It was my stand just got. Honestly, I have worked as a reporter, I have worked as a producer, and I have worked as a PR professional. Now, in my opinion, my dream job is where I get to express my ideas, where I get to express my thoughts in an effective manner. So my dream job includes most important elements wherein I'm sharing my experiences, I'm sharing my sharing the lessons that I have learned from this life, sharing the lessons that I have learned from this experience, and sharing the enriching experience that I have taken in all these years. I would like to become a film director. I would love to tell the stories. I would love to tell the stories of people that I have met, stories of the people who form this entire country of India. And I would love to share those stories in role of a film director. We have often seen films made out of personal experience touch our hearts. The reason is that these stories are real, and real stories definitely make a mark. And I want to tell those real stories. I don't want to do fiction. I want to tell real stories, because real stories are crazier than fiction, is what my experience has been. I would like to share one such example. During my Narmada Parikrama, I met a 125-year-old man who stayed on the banks of River Narmada. He did not have a registered NGO. He did not have anything. He used to just roam around. He wears just a langot. And government gave him 2.5 crore as compensation so that he would leave his place. He donated that money to some other organization. He has not this place, and he's still like this will set an example. People like this are essential examples for the society who is dealing with a lot of stress. I think I want to tell the stories which will make people happy. I want to tell the stories which will spread happy thoughts. And that is what my dream job would be. Thank you so much.
Brilliant, Gayatri. So friends, be prepared for a upcoming director, and we will all support you, Gayatri. Now, can I have our in-house guest, Nimisha. Nimisha, I'll ask you a question, Nimisha, which is, does a smoking ban infringe the right of smokers? Does a smoking ban infringe the right of smokers? Nimisha.
Thank you so much. I would. Can you please explain what the meaning of fringe? Infringe.
Infringe means intrude into someone's area.
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master. And in my opinion, I agree that smoking ban do infringe the smokers, because when you go for a performance, or yes, you are doing what you want to do, yes, you are doing what you love to do, that is fine, but you are now standing on a stage where people are looking forward to you, they want to adapt your lifestyle, you can be a role model to someone, and it's okay that if you feel right, but as a role model you should be someone who enhances, who improves the life of your followers. So encouraging them to a thing which is going to reduce their age span by a few years, and is not right as per me. So yes, if you need to be very careful when you have a stage presence, when you have a public presence, when people are looking forward to you either for their lifestyles, either for encouragement or inspiration. So using that stage in such a manner is your responsibility, and at that time you have to be very careful. So in my opinion, if you ask me that, okay, will it affect the followers? Yes, it will affect the followers. So you have to be very responsible. So taking this responsibility of the stage into consideration, I will encourage that that the band which is there, they should set up a role model, set up a a personality which is going to enhance the personality of their followers. And in my opinion, yes, I will say that this smoking ban do infringe the smokers, or I will say the smoking. Uh, Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nimisha. Now, who would be wanting to take on the next?
It's the last
And
table
I
topic,
just
sir.
wanted to check with the timer if I'm doing okay with the time.
Last table topic, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, who do I see here? Anyone? Okay, Amri. Amri, you've been very quiet today.
Nope,
So can I ask you? Okay. Amri, since you're a very responsible mother, I want to give you this topic, which is, to what extent does mass media control what and how we think? To what extent does mass media control what and how we think? Over to you, Amri.
Thank you, Surendra, sir. I recently watched this documentary on this one organization that Facebook had given their data to, and they had used that data to manipulate voters. Now, how did they do that? We all talk about is protecting data rights. So what does that really mean? And how does that actually influence the people, the youth of today? So what this organization had done, and they were actually described as being a villain, or a James Bond villain, is they targeted which voters were going to be on the line, were still deciding to be Republican or Democratic in the US elections. And then they were decided on the geography that they live in which they call the swing states. So they were very important in deciding the final designation of who would be allocated as president. So using that data, just 2 data points, they targeted those potential voters with messages, with a lot of it fake news, a lot of it going to be manipulated images, a lot of it was going to be things that could shape their view of the political system. Ultimately, they were influenced to vote Republican. And the reason it was such a scandal was that the messaging that they got, the information that they got was very biased. Now, this was for one targeted election, but for many cases is our youth are bombarded with messaging. They are constantly being influenced towards one direction or another direction. And even all of us who think we're so mentally strong and so capable don't realize how easily the human mind can be manipulated. So user beware, images you see online may or may not be real. Images you see may or may not be fair or justified or showing equal representation. We are all vulnerable. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. So I don't think we have more time. So can I hand over the stage back to our TMOD, Jasmeet Singh sir?
Thank you. Thank you. Round of applause for Table Topic Master DTM Surinder sir for a wonderful table topic session. So now it's time to start the most important session, which is the journal evaluation session. And our journal evaluator has a very interesting news to share that how well we have performed today. Unlike those news anchors, he is not going to add those masala into the feedback, to the news. He's going to give the proper feedback. So let us welcome the VP Education of our club, Kapil, as a journal evaluator. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. All right, so before I submit my final report, let's first evaluate our speakers. And for our first speaker, I would like to invite evaluator Nimisha. Nimisha, if you could come and take virtual stage to tell us about the evaluation of our first speaker, Avjinder.
Thank you, Mr. Journal Evaluator. I'm audible?
Yeah, you are.
Thank you. So, I would like to congratulate the speaker because I believe that this is the third speech of the level, and with this, speaker completes a level, that is level 3. And congratulations to the speaker for that. And I will start with the good part of the speech. The speaker had a very good start by giving the reference to the person which from the different lifestyle, and that gives the little idea to the audience about what is going to be in his speech. So that's very good. The title was quite justified with the speech, and also the speaker has good connect with the audience, and that was by maintaining a smile on his face, and as well as explaining the things like GB, telling where GB is, and explaining a little thing about so that others might also be intrigued to visit there. And a few of the other things about the example, the reference he took in the start for the speech, explaining about that person as well. So that was a really good connect. With that, you make a connect with the audience, and audience comes to know that yes, this person is is talking from our perspective, and that gives you a good connect. Now I will come to the recommendations part, where I felt that start was a little shaky. A little pauses could have been taken. To my my feedback, that little pauses could have been taken if the speaker is a little underconfident or not about the content he's presenting in the start, especially. Also, we need to, as when we presenting a story, we, especially from our personal experience, we tend to want to share each and everything. But when we are presenting for 5 to 7 minute speech, we need to identify the data which we need to present and which we need to omit, the things which may not interest the audience, and some things which you really want to share. So a little bit was good, but a little refining of the data during presenting the speech was required. And as for my opinion, that requisite in a speech is when a person listens to you, as an audience, they tend to look for a message in your speech as a takeaway, which at the end you did by the quote, but you can spend a little more time on the conclusion. It was a little when you saw the card and it felt like that you just completed in maybe few seconds. So you can format your speech such like that you spend a little time on your on your conclusion, so that the message is imprinted on the minds of the audience. So these are few of the recommendations from my side, and definitely the speech was really great. The objectives were met, uh, but to make a speech more remarkable, the takeaway can be presented in such a manner that it is imprinted into the minds of audience. That is what where I will conclude my evaluation. Over to you, journal evaluator.
Thank you, Nimisha, for your evaluation. Now, may I please invite Joeta, who is our second evaluator, for our second speaker, Ruchita.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kapil. Good morning once again, everyone. So I will start with one quote. Agility is the ability to adapt and respond to change. Speed, agility, and responsive are the requisite to future success. So in this context, the title of the speech is very useful. And through this title, we could understand what should be the content of the speech. The agility is the agile mindset. Speaker started with some questions and she tried to engage all those audiences in to answer to her questions. It's a very good start. I found this is very very useful. To again, after that, our speaker who started the term agility, where she came to know first, this is in the corporate culture, and then from that point she gave the example of the life of our life, where we can use this agility, the agile mindset. It is not only the corporate part, but agile mindset should be present in our practical life as well. What I found that the purpose of this speech was research and presentation, right? So I found that it is somewhere missing, where maybe speaker could mention some resources details where she researched on that particular topic, or some numbers. I'm just giving you the example so that when you will deliver some similar kind of speech in future, then you can include these points, that how we can focus on the research and presentation task. Then I found there is some missing of pauses when let's take an example where you are talking about the agile term when you heard for the first time in corporate, and then you are giving the example of the practical life. So that transition moment, I found that you can give little bit of pauses there so that people can understand the transition between these two examples. Then I would like to say that your voice quality is very good, Ruchita, and you have good quality of voice modulation as well, and your eye contact is very good, and you can attract audience towards your voice, eye contact, and voice modulation. So I want to conclude here that your speech is very much inspirational, and it is having the message that why we need agile practice in our practical life itself. Thank you so much. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Joeta, for your evaluation. Now, may I invite our last evaluator, who is Shipriya, who evaluated Rupinder. So, Shipriya, over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator. A very warm morning to each one of you, especially to you, distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder Singh. I like the way the speaker started with the speech before even he came on stage. That is through his effective choice of his topic: late, leery, and lazy. The wordplay is also involved, and it is intriguing for the audience to know that how is this person late, how is this person lazy, and how is he leery. What I liked about the speech is the way he had structured. He started with his birth, and then he chronologically moved forward to different phases of his life. So when he started with his birth, he said like he ensured that he made his mother suffer for a very long time because he was late. And he also talked about his cultural context where Rupinder became Bhupinder and how it was misinterpreted with a fortune teller. He also moved to his college life when he was trying to do a mathematical paper and how laziness creeped in and got him a 0 instead of a full marks. 3 different stories for 3 different messages is a very, very effective technique. And somewhere I would say that it is your signature technique, the speaker's signature technique, given his past trends. What the speaker could have done to improve better? Number 1, the speaker used a very strong tool to connect with the audience, which is self-deprecation. I would advise him to convert that into a self-deprecating humor by using effective pauses. Somewhere I felt that the speaker had a lot of scope for humor and it did not come out very well because of maybe ineffective pauses and probably some punchlines. I think that would have added even more flavor and impact to the speaker's speech. Secondly, I like the way that it was arranged chronologically, as I mentioned. Having said that, the transitions were not that effective in my opinion. For example, the speaker assumed that everybody knows that he's a mathematician by profession. So probably he could have just added that while I was in my college pursuing my master's in mathematics, then this happened. So probably the audience would be able to relate, okay, this happened in this period of life. And also there was not much of clarity in terms of when the speaker was talking about the fortune teller. So a little bit of transition to define the timeline would have helped the speaker connect the story better. Overall, I love the message. So what if you're all these things? At the end of the day, you're talking to somebody who's a loser, and if I could do it, so could you. That is what I had derived. I love the message. I love the way that he took the audience to a different level, and then he waited the audience to be absolutely vulnerable to give their message. I think that is one trait a very, very proficient speaker uses on stage. With this, I would like to summarize. Great content, love the wordplay, try including a bit of humor, and also try to have better transitions so that your speeches, which has great material, could be delivered even better. Thank you. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you, Shipriya. And thank you all the evaluators for the great job. A round of applause for them. All right, I'm sure that all the speakers will find it very useful because the feedback they got, I'm sure that they will be benefited by that. So let me perform my role now, which is general evaluator role on the overall meeting. So our meeting started on time, that is 8:30, though we didn't have 2 roles at that time. We did not fill rules for timer and our counter well in advance, but we were able to fill that on the feed. So that was job well done. Second, the mission statement of the club was properly explained by Payal. Guests were properly introduced.
Kapil, we are missing the tag team reports.
Oh, yeah, sorry. How could I do that? All right. Okay, so my apologies on that. So before I start, let me invite our timer of the day, who is Emery. So Emery, could you please come on the stage and tell us about the timing our speakers and table topic masters took?
Thank you so much, Kapil. Today I'll begin with Abjinder, your time was 7 minutes 58 seconds. Your evaluator was 3 minutes 24 seconds. Abjinder, that means you need to confine your speech a little bit more. You should have been finishing by 7 minutes 30 seconds. Ruchita, your speech was 5 minutes 28 seconds. Joyita, your evaluation was 3 minutes 18 seconds. Rupinder, your speech was 7 minutes 28 seconds. Shiv Priya, your evaluation was 3 minutes, 30 seconds. So both of you just very cutting into very finely in the time constraint. For the table topics, Samod was 2 minutes, 33 seconds. Gayatri was 2 minutes, 47 seconds. Namisha was 2 minutes, 16 seconds. And I was 1 minute, 57 seconds. So I think today all of us were either cutting it very close or actually crossing over our allowed time limit. This is a forum to learn to control the time how you speak, but when it comes to competitions, we have to be very careful that we do not cross over, otherwise we risk being defaulting and being disqualified. Back to you. Thank you, Kapil.
Thank you, Amri. Okay, now may I invite our counter of the day, who is Sumod today. Sumod, could you please present your report?
Thank you, Kapil. Good morning, all, once again. So I'm back with my Akanta report today. Starting with the T-mod, Jasmeet. So Jasmeet, your filler words is so used 4 times, was used 3 times, and was used 1 time. Kapil, you used so 4 times and used 1 times. Evaluator Nimisha, she took count for her is 20 plus. So were used 6 times and was used 2 times. Avzinder, for you, so was used 2 times and were used 5 times. Joeta, for you, so was used 4 times, were used 14 times and 4 times. For Ruchita, I could find that and were used 1 time. That's it. Shupriya, for you, so were used 4 times and 2 times. And rest of the speakers were excellent. Then I could not able to find any filler words and crutch words. That's the report. Over to you, Kapil.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Now may I call upon Payal, who is grammarian of the day today. Payal.
Thank you so much, Kapil. Let me start with the good part of being a grammarian today, that the word of the day was used 4 to 5 times in the entire meeting. Putting out on the good usage of grammar. Unfortunately, we did not have very good usage of grammar in today's meeting, but still we have a few of them. Starting with Avjinder, while he gave his speech, he used somewhere like his story is loosely connected to something. He could capture some special moments. And then we have Ruchita, whose title itself was an example of good usage of grammar, the agile mindset. Sorry, embracing change, capacity to constantly adapt, relevant in today's time, COVID crisis, seize the opportunity, understand what blocks your mindset. Next, we had a lot of good usage of grammar by Rupinder, but unfortunately, because of some technical interruptions, I could not capture all of them. I still have a few, like, I'm so sorry. Lead to a lot of constellation. Larry, I like the word Larry because I'd come across it for the first time. A proof of the theorem ran into pages. Abandon all my laziness. I trust fellow Toastmasters implicitly. Never look down to those who look up to you. I like the phrase. And that habit survived for something. Then we had our veteran Surinder sir using let's lay out the requisite for table topics as he introduced the table topics. And on a feedback, he said, upcoming director for Gayatri, infringe the right of smoking. I liked the term. Then we had Sumod, who used like, it took me about 5 years to figure out. Then he used like wake up call, compensate, figure out this quality in me. Then we had Gayatri using, I like to express my ideas, and then essential examples. We had Amri using how the data is used to manipulate the voters, and she used vulnerable as a vocabulary in her speech. Then we have a few good usage of grammar by Shipriya. It's true to the affective, intriguing, a chronological order, and signature style, self-depreciation. Rupinder is a proficient speaker. Speeches have great material. His speech has great material. So these were a few good usage of grammar in today's meeting. There were nothing wrongly used, so I could not take down a note of all that. That's all from my side. Thank you so much, Kapil. Over to you.
Thank you, Payal, for the detailed report. It was really detailed and useful. Now, coming back to our overall meeting. So our mission statement was very well explained by Payal at the start of the meeting. Roles were quickly filled up on the feet. And I really liked the team mode role played by Jasmeet. Jasmeet, it was lovely to see you playing this role in our Blue Quest meeting. Lot to learn from you personally. Regarding speakers, all the speakers were very well prepared. They delivered their speech and they got the very nice feedback from their evaluators. So it was a good session on speech. Table topic master, yeah, we only had 4 table topics today. So Surendra sir well explained the table topic section, and all the speakers were well given. So first our guests were given the chance, and then people who were not able to speak much on in this platform today were given the chance, like Amri. So yeah, it was a great session. And then the table topic speeches, I'll start with Samod. So Samod, so everybody did a good job in the given time. Samod, we normally refrain ourselves from using words like bullshit in our meeting. So probably you may want to watch out for these words because it does not sound professional. For other speaker, I think everybody did good justice to their table topic roles. Evaluation. So I really like the detailed evaluation by everybody. I'm sure that all the speakers will be benefited by the evaluation. There were quite a few good points, and at the end of the day, we really want that each speaker go back with some takeaways, and I could note down the takeaways very well. So very tangible feedback. So thank you all the evaluators. Your speeches, and in the end, I would say that it was a good meeting. Everybody played their part very effectively. Team mode, again, I would like to congratulate our team mode, Jasmeet. Jasmeet, it was lovely to hear from you, and please do join our meeting every week, because I see that from the past 2-3 weeks you are able to join it. So it would be good if you could continue to do that. Same goes for Nimisha. Nimisha, you also adds value to our Blue Quest meeting, so please do come and join us. And other guests as well. Gayatri, if you could also join us. Samod, it was nice to see you in our meeting, so please do join us next week. With that, I would like to hand over the stage to our team Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you.
Jasmeet.
Yeah, thank you. Round of applause for Kapil for a wonderful general evaluation session. I'd just like to now conclude my session, which I started about the breaking news. So the only message I want to give is that we should not get influenced by the news channels, because so much of news are getting, which are like opinion based. It's quite biased, and we should use our brain, do our due diligence, do our research, watch right kind of a news channels, and as per the research which we have done, and then make your opinion, then accept the facts. Don't trust blindly the news which you are seeing in the news channel. This is the only message I want to give it to every one of you. That's all from my side. Thank you, everyone. I really enjoyed the session, and now I'll hand over the stage back to the presiding officer. That is Kapil. Kapil, over to you again. Thank you.
Okay, so I have nothing more to add. It's just that I would first like to note down the rules for the next week. And in the end, I would like to hand over the stage to Joyita in case he wants to add something. And by the way, Rupinder has just noted a survey. So if you could all fulfill that, fill that. Thank you. Let's pause for 30 minutes, 30 seconds.
Everyone, please vote. Got only 7 responses. Can the 3 remaining people please hurry up? Correct. We got all responses. I'm ending the poll. I'm preparing the certificates. Kapil, meanwhile, you can go about asking guests for the feedback and next week's meeting goals.
Sure. Okay. So let me take quick feedback on our meeting today from our guests. So
Samod is about to leave, so let's start with
Samod. Yeah, Samod.
Thank you so much, Kapil. First of all, my goes to Rupinder for continuously push to join this meeting. So certainly I made it today. Yeah, meeting the speakers, the table topic masters, and all the role players. They were fantastic. I have few recommendations that I would like to give to you. The one is that we should have introduced the one role that is of the table topic evaluator, because I see most of the club they are practicing and it is helping the speakers in their impromptu skills. And yes, for the grammarian, if she could have told that how many speakers have used the word of the day, given the one kind of appreciating note to the speaker that yeah, he is recognized in the meeting. That is the 2 points I want to give it to you. I really thoroughly enjoyed the meeting and thank you so much. Over to you, Kapil.
Thank you, Smith. Thank you so much. Jasmeet.
Nothing more to add, the same which I have been saying, that I am really, really enjoying these meetings. I think so much to learn from you guys. I think UQuest have wonderful speakers, and it is actually a pleasure coming here and learning from you guys. So I look forward to these meetings. Thank you, Kapil.
Thank you, Jasmeet. Gayatri, are you still there?
Hi. I enjoyed my time in this meeting, and I personally felt even the role players, even the table topic master, almost everybody was a wonderful speaker, and I was really happy to see that there were no grammatical errors in the speaking, which kind of is very impressive. Thank you so
All right.
much.
We hope to see you again next week.
Yes, I would love to be there.
Sure. Thank you. Nimisha, over to you.
So much, Kapil. I don't know
new things to come up with every time. But again, I love this meeting. I love people here, and now I can see more guests, and this is great. I mean, I like this thing. The smoothness in the meeting is such that we start at 8:30 exact. I want to appreciate the timeliness of this meeting. We start at exact 8:30 and we managed to complete with 3 speakers at 10. I really appreciate this thing about this. Thank you so
All
much.
right. So it's high time you start writing script because you will be joining us every week, and every week I will be asking you. So it's better you start. Okay. With that, I would like to mention one point that September is the month where we get all renewals done for Toastmasters, right? So people who have not, members who have not renewed themselves for the upcoming term, please do so. Uh, and that with that, I would like to take roles for the next week. Any volunteers for any given choices? I'll start with Nimisha. You first. Do you want to play any role next week?
I would like to take something maybe GE or maybe some role from the tag team.
Take general evaluator.
Okay. Jasmeet?
I want to work under Nimisha, so can I be a evaluator, please?
Evaluator. Okay.
My pleasure, sir.
Okay. Jasmeet?
I can take a grammarian role.
Okay. Payal?
I'm sorry, Kapil. I don't think I'll be available. I'm not
Next
sure
week?
about being available in my
Okay.
next meeting, but I'll just take the table topics maybe and do my sergeant at role at arms role.
Table
If I'm,
topics.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
She's just doing a table. She's saying table topic speaker, not table topic.
Achha. Oh, sorry.
Not a teacher.
Misunderstood. Gayatri, if you can join us next week and play some role.
We can give a timer to start with.
I don't mind being a timer.
Okay. Thank you, Ved.
Ruchita, have you taken up a role?
No, I got disconnected.
Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster of the day is Amri.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt, Kapil. I can be the table topic master. Okay. I think I can do that much. Yeah.
You
I do
think?
have, yeah.
You're thinking?
Good morning.
Okay. Ruchita?
Which one is remaining?
Our counter is remaining and evaluation roles are remaining. Speakers are available. So I'm sure.
Jinder, do you want to take evaluator role?
Actually, Joyita had said she wanted to be a speaker.
Yeah,
Last
so
week, you remember, she said
Yeah,
she
she should.
wanted to be-
Yeah, she should be speaker, sir. It's been long that she has spoken on this forum. Okay.
I'll evaluate Joyita then.
Okay. And Ruchita, did you say any role? Sorry, I missed that.
Evaluator.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
what all roles are filled up until now, Kapil?
Evaluators are done.
Do we have a team or GE and TTM?
Yeah, we do have. Our counter is missing.
Our counter is missing. Okay.
I can play that role in case, and only one speaking slot is filled till yet, which is Joyita.
Okay.
So Kapil, why can't you take up the speaker role?
Maybe I can do that.
Okay, I just wanted to share my screen with you people so that.
Just one more request. Since Mr. Mukesh Kalotia will be joining us, we could set him to do his pathways icebreaker for next week. I will tell him that. But
Okay, so one speaker is Mukesh Kolothia.
put Mukesh Kolotia as one of the speakers, and he'll be doing L1, P1.
It's almost
Okay. And by the way, sir, did Joyita give her consent on
I've
speaking?
just sent her a mail. I'm waiting for her to reply.
And sir, how many renewals are pending?
As of now, there are 8 renewals which are pending. 9, sorry.
Okay, it's too much.
Or more than that, maybe a little more. I'm just waiting for, I think, one EC member, and there will be, no, 2 EC members which are still to come. And of the members, another, I think, 6. And 2 of them have said they are not renewing. And Rupinder, you need to talk to a couple of people that I had sent you a message on.
So overall, I asked the question that on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being the lowest, 50% people have responded that today's meeting was at a level 4 in terms of engagement. And then, so 80% in total have given us a score of 4 and above. And 20% have given us a score of 3, which is good. But let's try and go for 100% level 5 experience. Now, sharing the certificates, the best auxiliary role player starts with Amri Shapuri. It's actually shared because we also have Payal Agarwal winning the best auxiliary role player. I can promise that there was no fudging of votes here. You'll have to go with me on integrity. The best evaluator once again goes to Shivpriya Gauri, my evaluator. The best table topic speaker, Amri is today running away with awards, and which is kind of I don't know. She doesn't come for 2 meetings, then she comes and takes away 2 awards, which is not fair in my opinion. I'm kidding. And the best role player goes to Jasmeet Singh for his wonderful. Okay, I will share these certificates by email, and I think you should be receiving them in your inboxes, corresponding winners. Many congratulations. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Can
you
we
so
wrap up now?
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much,
I will
everyone.
stop the